Alright, we now start with IELTS speaking part 1, and the questions are going to be in one sentence only. In part 1, they will never ask you a long question or a question that contains a compound sentence and all that. So the first thing is answer the question to the point. Whatever the question is, it's just like I throw something at you, you throw it back to me. And after that, you can add some relevant detail in 3 to 4 sentences, and as you know, you're looking at me, you're maintaining good eye contact with me. In the same way, you need to make good eye contact with the examiner. If you just think that the examiner is saying that's enough, right, or examiner is doing like this, that doesn't mean examiner is going to sleep. That means you should conclude your answer and allow the examiner to ask you the next question. Never rush to any question. Never force your answer to the examiner. That examiner wants to ask you next question and you say, Khaloja, I have more things to say. 9-band structure I learned and I'm going to say those and all that. Okay, now let's take a start. Your topic is taking rest. And my first question is, how often do you take rest during the day?
I like to take a rest during the day.
Now listen, basically the question is how often, and if you say I like, it means you did not understand the question.
Yeah.
Okay? How often means frequency. How often, for example, you can say, well, I usually take rest twice a day. First of all, in the afternoon, right? Or like if you've got kids or anything like that, you can say, first in the morning, after sending my kids to school, I take a nap for a couple of hours. After that, in the afternoon, when I have my lunch, again, I prefer to take some rest. Okay? So please answer again. How often do you take rest?
I usually take a rest during the afternoon hours in the weekend days, because I am on the job normal days, so I take the rest between like 20 to 30 minutes, and after the nap I feel very comfortable and I feel fresh.
Good, that's very good. So just focus the question and answer accordingly. What do you usually do when you are resting? Now rest doesn't mean to sleep. Some people listen to music while they are resting. Some people read books and all that. So what do you usually do when you are resting?
I usually listening the music.
Listen to music.
I usually listen to music when in my rest time, and I use the hand free, and I am sitting in the ground of my college, and there is
sit in the ground of my in the playground or
in the ground of the college, and there is a lot of flowers around there, and I just enjoy the music and see around my atmosphere. So
look around the atmosphere,
and I feel much better there.
Okay. Do you take a nap when you are resting?
Not usually on the daily basis. I not take the nap.
I don't take a nap.
I don't take a nap, but in my weekend days or free days, I take a 20 to 30 minutes nap, and I feel like fresh and after exhaust my mind. So
okay. All right, so I feel fresh, and when my mind is exhausted, then I prefer to take a nap. You should focus your proper sentence structures.
Okay.
How do you feel after taking a nap? Now, how do you feel? If you feel good, your voice should tell that you feel good about it. So, how do you feel after taking a nap?
After taking a nap, I always feel fresh and
feel fresh
and feel energetic, and my entire days goes with very.
Now this sentence is not proper grammatically, right?
Yeah.
So you can say, how do you feel after taking a nap? Well, I really feel great after taking a nap, especially after the nap I feel fresh, and if I drink a cup of tea after nap, my day becomes wonderful. So I really feel awesome after taking a nap. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, something like this. Sentences should be proper. Do not speak in phrases. Make proper sentences where there is subject, verb, objective.
Okay.
Subject, verb, object, exactly. So that's what you got to do. Okay, now we move on. It's your turn. I'm going to ask you some questions about your home country, right?
Yes.
Which part of your country do you like to live in? Now, this is not the part where you are living
Yes,
now,
yes, I
where you would
understand.
like to live in.
Yes.
So, which part of your country do you like to live in?
I would like to live in Islamabad. It is the capital of Punjab. It is a very well planned and
Capital
good.
of Pakistan, not Punjab.
Yes, yes, capital
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Pakistan.
Now it is
Correct.
बड़ा हो गया ना,
Yeah.
capital of
Yeah,
Pakistan हो गया,
capital
पहले
of
छोटा होता था तो पंजाब का capital था.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a well planned city and its environment is so adorable, and I fell in love this city.
Okay.
Because it is not that kind of hustle bustle over there as I experience in Lahore, because I am living in Lahore, and that calm city I love to live over there.
Okay, that's good. What makes you feel proud of your country?
Yes, my country is a diverse country full of cultural activities, festivals, people, and there are so many other things which make it attractive for the other people and for me also. It is full of heritage. It was from its very beginning when it was the part of Indo-Pak.
No. You don't need to go into that.
Okay.
Because in part one, if you give a long answer, immediately examiner will interrupt you with the next question.
Okay.
One thing. Second, if you give irrelevant answer, again examiner will interrupt you with the next question. So just what you said, and then you could say finally, because you know the question is what makes you feel proud of your country. So at the end you can say these are the things that really make me feel proud about my country.
Okay.
Right, just 1 to 3 things and that's it. In part 1, don't go into the origin of something,
Okay.
don't go into the
History or-
background thing or historical background or anything. Just answer the question as it is. Okay, let's go on. Do you know the history of your country well?
Yes, of course. I am totally aware of it. It was firstly it was the part of Indo-Pak Asian system, and now after 1947, after the partition, it became an independent.
It became.
It became an independent country, and now it has it's all the systems autonomously. So historically, it is full of heritage and cultural diversity. People from the India have migrated over here.
Okay, now that's fine. But actually, your answer is correct, by the way. But actually, you just need to see, the question is, do you know the history of your country? So as you are answering, you should say time and again, and I know all these things. I'm quite aware with the history of my country. Even at the end, you can say there is a subject that we study at school, and that subject teaches us everything about the history of my country. So therefore, I am very well aware of the history. Whatever you're describing, don't describe history. Just talk about that I know history. Do you understand? One is if I say, all right, do you know the history of your country? Yes, I know the history of my country. My country came into being on 14th August 1947. First of all, this happened. Quaid-e-Azam was the first Governor General of my country. Now I'm telling the history. But the question is not the history. Question is, do you know the history? So you need to give the reference to the question that I know, I'm aware of, I'm quite familiar with, I was taught and all that. Right? Got the point. Let's go on. Would you like to stay in this country in future?
Yes, of course. Why
Then
not?
why are you doing IELTS, huh? You wanted to say chal chuti? All right, just you can exaggerate that. So, would you like to stay in your country in the future?
Yes, of course, because it is a very very economically healthy and growing economy of my country. So I would like to stay over here in my future, because there are so many job opportunities over here, and that's why I want to live with my family, and so I do not want to move
out of this country.
Out
And
of
if
this
you want to
country,
say, would
yes.
you like to stay in this country in the future, you can say, no, I wouldn't like to stay in this country in the future. I would love to go to Canada because, and then you can talk about that. It depends on you. Your answers will not affect your band score. As long as grammatically you're speaking well, your vocabulary is good and all that, right? So overall answers are good, but when you answer, you know, you have a tendency as you answer one thing, then you explain another thing, then you are away from the question.
Yes.
Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Then at the end, candidates like you ask, what was the question? Okay,
Yes, of
so
course.
don't just do that. After every 2-3 sentences, refer the question.
Okay.
And how to refer the question? Like, do you know the history of your country well? So all these things I know very well. Then again 2-3 sentences, and then you can again give the reference, right? That will help you. Okay, thank you.